but you gon' respect it, cause this is West Texas.
Well, if you would have told me prior to the start of this one that the San Angelo Central Bobcats would be eking out just a 4-point win, not to mention all of it coming in the second half, I would have told you you're crazy. Go fly a kite. Well, I guess yours truly is the crazy one, because the Bobcats did just that, putting this one away in dramatic comeback fashion, 44-40 over El Paso Pebble Hills. Well, good evening, folks. I'm Manny Diaz. Welcome to El Paso, Texas. And I tell you what, I wouldn't call it crazy, but maybe perhaps some interesting things happening in the West Texas town of El Paso tonight. A tale of two halves, a tale of two teams, as the Angry Orange head coach Brent Davis would put it. We're going to bring you an exciting finish of the highlights to this one. Plus, Davis talks about the play that absolutely put this one away and how pumped he was for his team as the Bobcats head into the district season following this one tonight. But first things first, how about those Twisted Root highlights? Well, there they are, the dynamic duo QB1 Malachi Brown along with Tanner Dabbert and the San Angelo Central Bobcats in a thriller tonight, looking to move to 3-0 all-time against El Paso Pebble Hills. Let's pick it up in the second quarter. Spartans shockingly up 20-9 and on the move. Sebastian Ochoa tossing it up for Isaiah Davis, and number 3 with a heck of a catch down the sideline would lead to another Pebble Hills touchdown to go up 26-9. With 7 to go in the half, the Spartans with the rock facing fourth down. Ochoa this time finds Anthony Donacio to keep the drive alive. A few plays later, Pebble Hills punches it in for 6, 2-point conversion good, and it's now 34-9. Ensuing Bobcats drive, the good guys come up with an answer. Malachi Brown swings it to Chris Jackson, who gets lost in the shuffle, but 52 yards later is taking it for an Angry Orange touchdown to make it 34-16. 3:30 to go in the half now. The Spartans not done yet. Sebastian Ochoa finds Anthony Donacio for the 24-yard touchdown, and Pebble Hills has now made it a 40-point kind of half. But Central not waving the white flag on the ensuing drive. Brown to Jackson, and 3-2 strides his way for a nice 21-yard gain to the Pebble Hills 4-yard line. Very next play, the QB1 calling his own number, keeping the Cats alive. 2-point try good. Pebble Hills up 40-24 at the break. Third quarter now. Central with the rock first. How about my man Malachi Brown to Tanner Dabbert? Not only a great pitch and catch, but watch the stiff arm from old Dab for the 30-yard gain to make it 1st and goal Cats. Next play, Malachi taking matters into his own hands for the touchdown. Score now 40-32. After the successful 2-point try. But the Bobcats not done with the third quarter just yet. Brown fires one to the end zone, and he's got his man Joseph Gatheka for the 20-yard touchdown. Cats would go for 2, but no good. It's now 40-38 Pebble Hills. To the fourth quarter we go. Spartans with the ball, but not for long. Watch Ty Casey storm in for the quarterback sack, forcing the fumble. The Cats with the chance for a scoop and score, but just fall on it instead. And the Central sideline is absolutely losing its mind. Time for Brown and the Angry Orange offense to go back to work. The QB1 hooks up with Christian Gabaldon here to get the chain gang off to the races. Few plays later, paging Malachi Brown, number 8, making another house call, this time from 15 yards out, giving the Bobcats the 44-40 lead. The Spartans would have one last chance, under 3 to go in the game, facing 4th and 1. But how about this dude, number 44, Boston Johnson, meeting Ochoa in the backfield. Turnover on downs. The Bobcats escape El Paso with the dub. How about that Texas Bank final score? The kids from the Concho Valley win this one in comeback fashion, 44-40, shutting out Pebble Hills in the second half after giving up 40 in the first half. The QB1 Malachi Brown, the Cats offense, good for 379 yards. Brown, solid, finishing 14-16 in passing attempts, including 10 straight completions in the second half. 3 passing touchdowns while adding 3 more on the ground. My goodness. Meanwhile, Christian Gabaldon also good for 7 receptions for 60 yards. Coming up, Brent Davis talks about the comeback win, Brown's night to remember, plus his thoughts on the play that sealed it for his team.
Man, it's just a tale of two halves. First half, we just didn't play very well, and defense. Offense really kind of a little bit, but went in at halftime, made some adjustments, and came back and, you know, shut them out. And we had to have that. Our defense had to show up, or we weren't going to be able to get back in this thing. But we talked about it at halftime. You know, we're down 16. We get the ball first. So let's go get one and go for two, and then it's a one-possession game. And, you know, just can't say enough about how much heart the kids have. You know, a lot of teams down 40-16, the game's over, even in the first half. So can't say enough about how hard they played and how much they fought back, and just a big, big win. You know, we needed it. We're a young team, and these kind of wins will make you better.
Man, we'll get to the defense, but the offense first. Y'all pulled out some great drives. Malachi kind of took the keys to this offense.
He did. He played super good today. I mean, he threw the ball so well. You know, we had some drops, and they were right on the money, you know, in the first half. But, you know, just a whole bunch of kids just doing what they're coached to do and coming out and not ever giving up.
Chris Jackson, you know, this guy, you know, he ran the ball very well today.
He did.
And I know you kind of had some words with him on the sideline, but you see him a lot. You coach him very hard. Talk about his play.
Well, Chris is just a great kid, man. I love that kid. Like I told you, he's just a kid that he's persevering, you know, throughout his high school career, and this is his senior year, and he's going to be a player. He is a player. I mean, he's a big time player for us. He makes, you know, when we try to give him the ball, he always makes a play with it and gets a first down, or had some really big plays in the passing game today too, with our swings and stuff. And can't say enough about how proud we are of him.
Defensively, I mean, this looked just crazy out of hand in the first half.
It was.
You shut them out in the second half. Talk about these guys.
Well, you know, we're young over there, and we weren't tackling very well in the first half, and it's very frustrating because we're in position and we're just not making plays. And we just got to grow up, you know. We got to start games better. You know, like last week, we play our tails off, and you know, unbelievable defense. I thought, you know, well, maybe we turned the corner, and then we come out here the first half and look like we did against Shoemaker. So we just got to grow, you know. It's hard to get sophomores and kids that have never played at this level to understand you got to show up every single week, and whoever you're playing, you got to get out there, respect them, and get after it. And hopefully this will teach us a lesson.
That last stop on the fourth down, 44, man, you guys, what was going through your mind?
Well, you know, we didn't really know what they were going to do. We thought they were going to give it to the back, but, you know, they ran a play where they led for the quarterback and just stuffed them. I mean, we can't, you know, our defensive front played great the whole second half. All of them did. You know, Brady Allen had to play some more there, and he played great, and Boston played great, Zai, all of them. Javante, you know, we were missing one of our starters tonight, Gonzalez, but Javante stepped up and got some pressure there at the end, made a big difference.
Last question, Coach. What do you think a win like this does for your team?
Well, I hope it teaches us to play four quarters, you know, I really do, you know, because you can't start off 40-16, especially in the district we're in. But, you know, I think we'll grow. I really think we'll grow, and it's all we can hope for is just learn from it, grow, get better, start games better. And, you know, we finished it fantastic, but we got to start better.
Well, Malachi Brown was nothing less than stunning tonight with 6 total touchdowns, but if we're breaking down the San Angelo Community Medical Center play of the game, we got to hand it to Boston Johnson, who came up with this huge stop on 4th and 1 late in the fourth quarter to seal this one for the Bobcats. This dude just rushed in there and made it happen, which is why 44's play is good for this week's San Angelo Community Medical Center play of the game. Well, just when we thought we had the Central Bobcats all figured out, or at least maybe an idea of, coming off that Week 3 loss against Cedar Park, in which, let's face it, they should have won, well, they gave us a first half that required a come-to-Jesus moment at the half and ultimately a second-half comeback. The 2-possession deficit at the break was what it was, but let's look at it this way. The Bobcats saw the setback, and unlike Week 1 against Colleen Shoemaker, well, did something about it. Not only did the defense with guys like Zacharian Pauk, Boston Johnson, and Brady Allen pull off a second-half shutout, but Malachi Brown's outing was one to remember. It included 6 touchdowns and at one point 10 straight completions. Sure, we would have liked to have seen the Cats put it together in all 4 quarters, but anytime a team can go on the road traveling over 400 miles and not only pull off a win, but a comeback win, well, that's saying something. Central will no doubt have their work cut out for them as the district season approaches next week, but the biggest takeaway is that this Angry Orange team can and will fight to the end. Well, a dub is a dub, and the Central Bobcats will take it 44-40 winners tonight over a pretty good and pretty athletic El Paso Pebble Hills team. But moving forward, the Cats cannot let happen what they did tonight in next week's district opener against a really good Weatherford team, especially against the Kangaroos' #1 ranked pro-style quarterback in the state of Texas, Ken Seals. Let me tell you something, folks. This kid is the real deal. The Cats defense will have to have an amazing game plan ready for him. Well, no Texans, no amazing Bobcat band tonight due to the long haul from San Angelo to El Paso, but no worries. We still have your W&W AFCO Steel Sounds of the Game, which means I had to get a little more creative tonight. Nonetheless, the Bobcats made it pretty fun. All right, for the San Angelo Live Cover 1 crew, I'm Manny Diaz. Good night. God bless. We'll see you in week 5.
Go 5-5.
Blaming each other not gonna help anything.
Execute.
We gotta work together. Time to go. We gotta be a team. We gotta work together. Let's go.
San Angelo, baby, Central Bobcats. #1, we coming. All the way. Let's go, Bobcats.
Thank you.